Hello and welcome to World Creativity Day 2021. My name is Neeraj Shakya and I am the local leader for London. World Creativity Day is on the 21st and the 22nd of April this year, and the final preparations are underway for what is shaping up to be the world's biggest collaborative festival of creativity. We have more than 120 cities from around the world participating and bringing to you talks and activities from some of the most creative minds in the world: educators, entrepreneurs, artists, business leaders, technologists, policymakers, researchers, and other change agents. And our goal is to promote and connect initiatives supporting creativity and innovation, sustainability, and economic and social prosperity. Today, I'm speaking with Martha Passos, the local leader from Kingscliff, all the way from Australia. And we're going to learn a bit about her and what's brewing up in Kingscliff in terms of the activities that she's planned for us for World Creativity Day. Martha, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. How's the weather in Kingscliff at the moment?
It is a bit of a crazy weather. So it has been raining for the last, I feel, 5 days, and they're announcing an extra week of heavy rain. Tomorrow, I feel it will be the worst day of this entire 10-day weather craziness. So they're suggesting not leave your home and stuff like that. You know, it's flooding everywhere. But we're here, nice and safe. So that's the most important.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Well, I've seen some really scary scenes on the news and of houses being just floating in the water, which, it sounds really, really scary. So I'm glad you're okay and safe. And hope everything, is fine with you and your family. So thank you so much for joining us today. Obviously, we and the community would love to learn a bit more about you and your role in the World Creativity Day, a bit about why you decided to become the local leader for Kingscliff, and also, what are some of the exciting things the community can look forward to in terms of things that you've planned for us. So, Martha, tell us a bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I am originally from Brazil. However, I grew up in exotic countries such as Morocco, South Korea, Macau in China. Later on in life, I lived in Abu Dhabi, New Zealand. And now I'm here in Australia. I'm married to a French national. And together we have a little boy, a 3-year-old, who is a French, Brazilian, Australian little boy. So we welcome all three cultures at home. We respect them all the same, and we share love for them all. So that's something I'm very proud of. I work with events, so I'm an events executive myself. I love events. I love the events industry. I feel it's such a cool vibe. You have the opportunity to meet so many different people, creative minds as well. And what I love the most actually about events is we're able to turn everything into reality, right? So if you have a personal or an idea of an event yourself, the events executive will make everything to make it possible. Kingscliff, it's such a creative little town itself. It's awesome. There's so many little incentives around town to make people more creative, to get out of their comfort zones and, try new things, which is awesome. From free events to obviously paid events. So they are within every kind of budget, from young to old. And that's exactly what I want to bring to the World Creativity Day on our end here. Because I am within the events industry, so / hospitality industry, most of my activities will be hospitality related, which is such a creative sort of end. And everyone
That's
is
great.
so excited to join.
And that sounds awesome. Well, first of all, I'm so intrigued by your background. Like, you were born in Brazil and living in Australia, but you've moved to so many different countries. And obviously you're married to a Frenchman. And
That's
now your
right.
son is, such a diverse mix of all these different cultures. How has that shaped your creative outlook and your own creative process in your life?
I feel when you grow up, people say you have to fit in, you have to fit in, and it's such a crazy mentality that you try truly to fit in. But I feel with creativity, you can sort of mingle things around and be your own. And sometimes there's no need to fit in at all. You just need to be honest and as creative as you can be, and people will respect that background. I do love all countries I lived in, and I'm so thankful. So many people think I come from a wealthy background because they think, oh, you lived in so many countries. But actually, my father is a airplane pilot, and that's the main reason we moved so much.
Wow. And have you noticed any difference in the creative mindset or the creative cultures between these different places you've experienced?
Yes, I feel Brazil is such a creative country. Um, well, okay, let me start over. I feel when a country doesn't have that many educated um, people, such as Brazil, I feel creativity goes so high. I feel sometimes the less certificates you have into your folder, the more creative you are. Meaning, when I lived in South Korea, people obviously so well educated and they take education so very seriously, which is obviously so good. But yet they were still, into a square system, all following rules and systems, and not wanting to get out of that comfort zone itself. But yet in Brazil, or even in Morocco as well, people get out of their way to make it happen. And that's where creativity hits its best. Don't you think? Am I going crazy?
No, no, that's a really interesting point of view you got there, and I totally agree with you. I think when it comes to creativity, it is like you said, all about authenticity, right? What do you bring onto the table, and how you see the world, and the way you see the world can be totally different, and that's okay,
Mm,
right? That's what we're trying to celebrate here. How each one of us brings that unique perspective and a unique way of understanding the world. So, tell me a bit about your work and how you use creativity to solve some of the problems in your work.
well, I feel in events, especially. I mean, I'm sure in every sort of profession, but well, in my case, there's always has to be a solution to the problem, and obviously, sometimes it's not as straightforward as you would think so. Working with events, especially here in Australia, there's so many regulations and so many, items to be respectful for. So we always have to arrange some sort of solution, and that's where creativity comes to its peak, really. So I feel in events, especially in the kitchen, in the food and beverage industry, creativity is when you're on that spot of the stage, and the show must go on, right? So I mean, I don't even I can't remember of a situation to give you an example of, but yeah, you
Yeah, I mean,
put
I
me on
can
the
totally,
spot.
and I can totally relate to that because I remember like when I was studying at university, I used to work in a restaurant. And a lot of times, it was such a high pressure situation in a restaurant. You have to come up with like such creative ways to serve the customer
Yeah.
on the spot. And creativity is all about problem solving, right? And, especially hospitality when there's such high demands from customers, there's all those problems you can solve. And that's great to hear that now you're bringing forward your perspective on creativity from hospitality industry, which traditionally might not be considered a creative industry,
Yeah.
like for example, arts or photography or the media. But
Mhm.
creativity does exist in all sectors and all disciplines, and that's what we're trying to see here. Where does creativity live and foster and prosper? So tell me, why did you decide to become a leader, a local leader for World Creativity Day?
Well, first of all, being originally from Brazil, and the World Creativity Day project festival, being born in Brazil, that was something I was very proud of. I feel like when you're when you're an expat, you sometimes need that reconnection to your roots, to where you actually came from. And I feel that World Creativity Day, being a project born in Brazil, is giving me the opportunity to really reconnect with, in that case, Brazil, just because it was a idea born in Brazil, right? I feel I'm creative myself. I became a mother in 2018, and I feel like since becoming a mother, my creativity is has gone to 50 to 1,000. It's incredible how parents are so creative into everything. Every day it's a new creative way to see life, to teach your child. Luca, as I mentioned, now we are raising him as a French, Brazilian, Australian little boy. So I came up with some initiatives and some creative ideas into how I can raise and educate this 3-year-old boy into respecting all three countries, all three cultures, all three languages. It's amazing. He's 3 and he speaks Portuguese, French, and English. He understands 3 languages. Every day we celebrate a different country. Whenever we have friends coming over and they are from a different country other than those 3, he understands, he asks questions, and he's very intrigued about culture, which is awesome.
Wow, I mean, I can't even imagine the kinds of conversations that you must be having in your families with all these different languages and all these different cultures coming together,
Yeah.
right? And that's so fascinating. And I'm sure there's a lot of parents listening to this, just wondering how you do it. And I'm sure there's a lot that we can all learn from your experience. So what's been happening? What's been happening in your world in Kingscliff in terms of all the organization that you've had to do for the Kingscliff chapter of World Creativity Day?
I have some exciting people joining me for World Creativity Day, and some creative ways of seeing life, which is amazing. Let's say the theme number 2, which is the active learning and learning strategies. There's a bunch of girls who works at a daycare, and the educational system, even as early as daycare, so creches here in Australia, are so creative. So they, so I can't wait to see their input. Troubleshooting complex problem. I have a mocktail bartender expert joining us and explaining how troubleshooting complex problem can be truly mixing up a mocktail. So I thought that was pretty cute and awesome. What else? Critical thinking and analysis. I have someone who is a sleep consultant and is going to go through all of that critical thinking and analysis and innovation and creative ways into your sleep method and how you can sleep better and be better the following day. I'm very intrigued about that one, so I can't wait. I have reasoning, problem solving, and idealization. A bunch of chefs explaining how creation of a brand new menu is, how stressful it is, how creativity needs to come to its peak and be as creative as you can be, as new as and the time frame as well. So they usually have a short time frame to create something so unique and yummy. I myself will be talking about respect for diversity, gender, and ethic racial relations. I feel like it's the only topic I can really relate so much, being that I grew up in so many other countries. So yeah, those are the things that you can expect from our end here. Lucas Foster, who is the person who had the idea and the guy behind, right, the World Creativity Day. He has put the pressure on me, saying that Australia is one of the first countries to be on the hotspot, being the time difference. So I'm definitely feeling the pressure. It's my first year as a local leader, so I haven't impacted as many people as I really wanted to. But it's a slow process. Obviously, you have to educate people as well as into what the festival is. It's a free event. It's an online event. People are still very unsure how to be part or how to enjoy towards that end. And I'm just saying, well, grab your seat at your most comfortable couch. It's a free online event. You know,
Well, I'm super excited to see all these events that you've got lined up for us. I mean, they have such great diversity, and it just sounds delicious. Like all these chefs
yeah,
talking about things, mocktail experts. I mean, I would definitely
yeah.
tune in. And also, looks like you've been putting a lot of hard work trying to put this together. So, on behalf of the whole World Creativity Day family, I just wanted to kind of thank you for all the hard work, and I'm sure the entire community will be very excited to watch all the talks that you've lined up for us. What's the message that you want to give to the community that maybe is still trying to decide whether they want to attend some of these events? Yeah, what do you have to say to them?
Oh, look, I feel like if you, so this is a message to them. If you are a creative soul yourself, or if you feel like you need more creativity into your life, this is the festival to attend. Again, a free event, an online event. All you need is a comfortable couch, good internet connection, and connect with everyone around the world. The great thing about World Creativity Day, it's a worldwide event. So sometimes, especially with COVID, that we can travel, this is the opportunity to travel around the world at the comfort of your home, to check other people's creativity. What I love the most about hospitality is that it gives me the opportunity to talk to people that I would usually not to. And this is exactly what this festival gives as well, the opportunity to meet and get to know creative souls from all around the world and activate maybe the creativity you have within yourself. So that's the main message, I feel. If you are creative or not, creativity, I feel, is the resolution to all of problems in the world. I laugh, but it's truly what I mean. I'm a happy person myself. I'm constantly laughing. I'm constantly smiling and happy about everything. And creativity is one of the things that gives me the most joy in life.
Definitely. I mean, I'm feeling happy at just speaking with you here. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to meeting you in person one day and, maybe sharing, one of those mocktails. And like you said, creativity is one of those skills that is going to be one of the most in-demand skills in the future, right? There's going to be, so many changes in the world coming towards us so fast. And the only way to deal with those changes is to stay creative, stay open to those changes, be comfortable with being
Mm.
uncomfortable. And that's the message we're trying to share with our initiative for the World Creativity Day. But thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you for sharing a bit about yourself and all the awesome stuff that you've been planning for us. Yeah, I hope you have a great time, doing your final preparations. Yeah, we look forward to all the amazing stuff that you've lined up for us from Kingscliff. Until then, I would like to thank you for your time today, and I also like to thank everyone who joined us today. Remember, World Creativity Day is on the 21st and the 22nd of April, 2021. Please mark that in your diaries. It's going to be a global festival like anything you've seen before, unlike anything you've seen before. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the biggest festival of creativity in the world, with talks and activities from creative talents from all over the world, from different disciplines. So it's going to be 2 days full of action and full of learning as well. So please join us, and we will learn about creativity together.
By all means, yes, I cannot wait. And I will add that what I love the most and respect the most about creativity is that there's no background. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how much have you invested into your studies or not, and how, if you're black or white, if you're short or tall, if you are, from wherever. Creativity really reunites us all. So by all means, it's beautiful what you've just said, and thank you for allowing me to be here in this platform, and sharing as well your time with me. It's been such a pleasure.
Well, thank you very much, Marta, and we'll hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again next time.
See you next time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Marta. Bye, everyone.